Hi, everybody. I know, oh my God, it's getting later and later, but oh gosh, it just can't be helped. We are swamped. We are swamped. We're not only burning the midnight oil, we're burning the next day. But we can't sleep. We can't sleep because President Trump is coming in. We only have hours left. People have to understand this. We only have hours left to prepare. Um, we have so much that we have accomplished and so much more that we have to do. And, this is day 1,636 days since Richard was brutally murdered internally, and brutally murdered on Fort Bliss, internal, um, code red, you know, um, you can call it which the reason why I say code red is because that's what Leilani Hart called it. Leilani Hart called it a code red. So, and she is absolutely thick into this, absolutely a prime suspect. We discovered a Russian, anyway, yeah, even we have confessions, we have hard evidence, and we've been collecting it over these 4 years. And we've been learning a lot, right? We've been learning quite a bit. We've had to almost get a law degree, become a paralegal, to get justice for our son. But I want to make it really clear we have just begun. I, we have just begun. These 4 years have been, we've made them as productive as we could, and we wanted to go forward, but there has been compromise and corruption within uh, El Paso system, and we have exposed it. But the and of by doing that, we had the victory of the declaration of death for our son, which they did not want that to happen, y'all. They did not want that to happen. You understand, they had their asymmetric warfare tacticians out there. They had um, their operatives out there, and they wanted a different narrative than what really happened, because it is really bad for Fort Bliss. It's really bad for Fort Bliss. And we have put that together from the very beginning. I said, we're going to put this together. We're going to write a book because we didn't know how else to get the word out there. Of course, we're being shadow banned. Of course, there's so many people that are compromised, and even good people that are compromised. Um, it's really sad. It's really, really sad, because our system just got out of hand, got out of hand. And so we've documented carefully, and everybody that knows us knows that we are very careful. We do respect those that just wanted to stay silent, even though that implicates, it's so it's such a hard place to be, to write a complete narrative, and it is a complete narrative, and then decide where are we going to submit it, and to have President Trump win the election, and not only win the election, but get such a huge mandate, right? Such a huge mandate. MAGA lives. Those that want to make America great again lives, and they put their voice out there, and they voted for Donald Trump. And what does really they voted for MAGA. That's what they voted for. And they are going to hold President Trump's feet to the fire. I think they will. They do not want this crazy stuff going on, this insane stuff going on, the destruction of our institutions, the destruction of our country, the destruction of our military, the destruction of our children, the destruction of our border, of our American culture. That is, all about the rule of law, all about the rule of law, and being um, a land of the people, by the people, for the people, giving the people the rights, respecting property rights. And that has been chipped away and chipped away with insane policies because of the illegal, for the most part, unlawful infiltration of traders into our system. And because of our kindness, because of our really, because of us being too too comfortable, too comfortable thinking that we didn't have to be vigilant for our country. And I think that's changed the last 4 years. The weaponization of the Department of Justice was very, very clear. The the January 6th, of course, I was there. We were there. I was there. I'll speak for myself. I was there with, the Gold Star family of Richard Halliday, and we absolutely knew that the narrative that the media was putting out there was fake news, just like the Walmart mass shooting coverage. The narrative was fake news, and just like what they've done to Richard's case with Bob Moore and others, fake news, because they leave out very, very important information that changes everything, that changes the whole story, and that reveals the truth. And so we knew that January 6th was had some bad intentions. We were there. I worked the crowd. It was so cold. I worked the crowd, and I knew that there was some shady people amongst all the patriots, the absolute wonderful people that were peaceful, that were clean. They didn't leave trash. Um, they were just respectful. I mean, we were tear gassed, and they were calling out directions how to get out from the tear gas without hurting people, people that had children in strollers, people that were in wheelchairs. And this was absolutely a setup, because of you just had to have been there. And so, absolutely. And so now, when you have a million people together, you couldn't have, it was just the instigations. I can't even believe it was so. Um, they wanted us to trample. They wanted a lot of deaths. Okay, they really did. But they didn't get that because the people were too wonderful. They didn't fall. They were very leery of the instigators. There's some exceptions to the rule, but compared to the pink hat thing and the burning and all of that with previous protests and things like that, the mostly peaceful protests and all this stuff. No, it just there was so much lying and insanity that has happened in the last 4 years, and Fort Bliss has a major story that needs to be told forensically, um, comprehensively, and is what we have um, robustly uh, assembled, and the evidence for that. And we will do the best we have done, the best that we could to put this all together, to submit it um, to the Congress. And we have been waiting for a time such as this, that we would have someone that is gives us indication that they are for the rule of law, for justice, not for the insanity. And so we just have hours. We just, we're just counting the hours, and we're working very, very diligently to get that all together to submit it. So, uh, just going over it with a fine tooth comb and adding the newest information, because every day we get new and new information. So today, I guess now the ban on TikTok in the United States has happened. Um, uh, do I agree with it? I don't think I agree with it at all. I don't think I agree. Now, we've been banned from TikTok. Team Fine Richard Halliday has been banned from TikTok. But, they have certain rules, and y I think that it was, not right. I don't think that we, uh, but anyway, that's another thing, because we do have people that have an invested interest in silencing us, and they report us, and they shadow ban us, and they whatever. Um, but the truth cannot be silenced. Okay, it's going to come out, and TikTok and this whole thing with China and all of that. Yeah, I guess we'll wait and see what the findings are, but, I have a very soft spot for TikTok. I think it's an amazing platform. I really enjoyed learning how to use it. I thought it was very, very effective. I think it would be more effective now that we have learned how to make these music videos and get our word out there. Um, but this is, uh, God's hand is on this, y'all. And he always provides. He always provides. And so I think this focus now is for us not to be on a TikTok, but to be on the congressional report about the failures of Fort Bliss, forensically and comprehensively. So that is a preview of the title of it. We'll be working on that. Um, and we will let people know. We just have hours, right? We want to be in there first. But the new, information coming out about Leilani Hart, she needs to be audited. She needs to be arrested. She needs to be audited and arrested. We need to make a song out of that. Leilani Hart needs to be audited and arrested right away, right away. Um, there's no other way. No, 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 you can't get away. If we're going to have true justice, she needs to be audited and arrested now. And, maybe I'll put a song together. Um, uh, Start brainstorming about how to call for her audit and arrest. Now we've submitted to different agencies for that. And we have, of course, uh, every confirmation and right to do that. You have to understand, um, we have it confirmed that she came to the country illegally, that she is illegal, right? That she's illegal. So she has immigration problems. Um, unless things, something, she should let us know. But since as of July what was it? If you end her confession July 22nd, 2020, she had immigration problems. So maybe something changed in the last 4 years. I don't know. But to collect uh, illegally um, what we suspect um, benefits that are supposed to go to disabled veterans, you know, all of that needs to be audited. And it, it's a lot there. But she has a criminal record going back before Richard was even born. She has changed her name several times, and these aliases, because to change your name confuses. To change your name hides things and confuses. Um, and we have confessions of the uh, fraud going on in the VA when it comes to her family. Um, Accessing files, using social security numbers to do forgery, to get credit cards, to, all kinds of things that are just unforgivable when you are given uh, uh, or entrusted with our veterans, with their lives, with their future, our disabled veterans with their lives and their future, with disabled or deceased veterans' families. When you're entrusted with those kind of sensitive files, um, and you are misusing them, and you are, you know, using it to leverage to to what do I want to say? Recruit, recruit into your criminal group. Uh, yeah, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. So, she absolutely needs to be audited. She needs to be arrested. And, she has that long criminal history. She is a prime suspect in the murder of Richard. She has been reported by a whistleblower um, to have tampered with Richard's file. She used her connections to access files in the Fort Bliss CID. She used her connections to access files. This is what she was saying in her confession into the IDS Pablo. There is really a real huge need for an audit, an investigation. And no matter what, because of her own confession of facilitating and failing to report the worst kind of crime against a child in her master bedroom by multiple members of her household, she needs to be arrested, okay? For, confessing and in a sworn confession, and this is not me. This is her own words in her sworn notarized confession of having videos of the worst type of crimes being committed to children, um, having a family engaged in the worst type of crimes with one another and with children, um, also the illegal purchase of weapons, um, and it goes on and on. So, with that kind of crime, you have, and I need to post them up, and I haven't yet because of all this other that's going on, getting ready, counting the days, counting the hours, really counting the hours that President Trump um, is then inaugurated as our 47th president. Um, but you have reports that an individual um, is then given 40 years for the worst type of crimes against children, against one child. Then you have another a $1,000 bond, arrested on a $1,000 bond. That means you're not getting out unless you have some rich cousin or something. Um, Maybe rich family, I don't know, for possession of some uh, videos of the worst crimes committed against children. Um, so, she absolutely needs to be arrested. That's the whole point of those articles is she needs to be arrested. She needs to be audited for if she's tampering with Richard's file, then she has intentionally interfered with Richard's case. We have loads of proof that she has um, intentionally interfered with Richard's case. And so if she's going to do that, then you know, she needs to be audited for intentionally um, well, seemingly, right? Apparently, messing with applications so she can um, commit fraud against the system, right? Take advantage of our goodwill. Like I was saying earlier, these people take advantage of our goodwill and they don't realize that, creating a criminal cabal leads to a government of a criminal cabal that no one does well. No one does well. There has to be um, restraints, and there has to be the rule of law respected, and there has to be the Department of Justice respected, and there has to be our military bases respected. And in order to get that respect, the SOPs for the barracks need to be followed. The security of the base needs to be intact, not all these breaches. The cameras need to be working. Um, the law enforcers need to be doing their job instead of covering up for criminals. And so we have documented, we have organized a, a a report that we believe we absolutely need to hand it in to Congress, and we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. So, because this is border, El Paso, Fort Bliss is right there on the U.S. Mexican border, and it is the epicenter for criminal trafficking. And so this is what needs to take place. We need to document, we need to file, and we've done that. And we need to file with Congress a report on the forensics and the comprehensive failings of Fort Bliss in the murder of our son, the whistleblower soldier reporting on the criminal trafficking. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for coming on so late. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. We're doing absolutely everything that I think that you want us to do to get justice for our son, to get our son's remains. And sometimes it takes till late at night. So thank you so much. God bless you. And